Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rainey, the mayor of the city of Peekskill. I'm here with Andrew Stewart, our Peekskill city manager, to try to give you an update on what's going on in the city of Peekskill, where we are in the city of Peekskill, and how we're dealing with this crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, which everyone is fully aware of. We want everybody to first and foremost be fully aware of all of the information that you're seeing now. Will be available on our government channel for those of you who have access to a television. It'll also be on our website for those of you who have access to the internet and Wi-Fi. It'll be on our City of Peekskill Facebook page and YouTube. So please, if there's any information that you miss, if we end up talking too fast, because there's a lot of information that we're going to be giving out, you can always rewatch it on any of those platforms, as well as get more detailed information on our city website. So first, I want to say, Andy, thank you for being on this as well. And you could start off with some of the information that you want to give, and I'll just jump right in.
Thank you, Mayor Rainey. And again, the intent of this is to add a short briefing on a weekly basis with the mayor and city manager to the existing information flow out of City Hall and among people as we focus on the coronavirus and the city's response. And I just want to mention a couple of things for starters. One is just a sense of gratitude and appreciation. The families, the churches, the businesses in Peekskill are really suffering and dealing with changing, difficult conditions. And speaking on behalf of all city employees and staff, this is a concern that every day when we come to work, we're thinking, okay, how can we be supportive? What can we do? How can we make this easier on people? And the city staff themselves are facing similar stresses in their own home lives. And we view our public service as a sacred calling, and we're trying to do our best for the city. And having said that, I just wanted to note a few things that just for starting. Number one, the city is operating under very different conditions in many ways. Public is not allowed into City Hall in order to protect the public and the city workers. Many city workers are working from home. Essential workers are at work performing the critical services that city residents do need, and that's water treatment, sanitation, policing and fire safety, a variety of public works kinds of operations, and of course some of the critical administrative tasks that need to happen to keep the business of government flowing. So we are on different conditions. We're still operating, and we're committed to taking care of people and serving all the needs of the city.
Right, and I just want to add to that. It's very important. A lot of people are asking, how can we help? What can we do to make it easier? First and foremost, our first responders are doing their absolute best. Our firefighters, our volunteer ambulance corps, our police department. But we are asking for those of you who can, try to comply with the rules so we can make the city the best we can. We want to keep our streets clean. Our DPW staff is working out there extremely hard every single day of the week, making sure all of our garbage is picked up. We ask that you seal your garbage as tightly as you possibly can. We want to make everybody, especially our essential workers, as safe and as effective as we possibly can. And I want to also thank all of the people that are volunteering. If you're volunteering, Chappie Manzer is doing a lot of great work with the Rotary Club, and Louis Lanza and West Cop and the Food Pantry. If anybody's interested in volunteering, I would suggest you get in contact with those organizations, volunteer. But remember to be safe. The key to this is being safe. Everybody is one thing that we love about Peekskill is everybody is active. Everybody wants to do something. And the best way we can come together right now, fortunately and unfortunately, is by staying apart, staying home with our loved ones, staying home, sharing information on social media, sharing information with family, contacting your family and relatives, and making sure everybody's okay. Utilize this time. The best way you can help is by contacting relatives and family members and friends and seeing if they're okay, if they need anything, and make sure that your local friends, your community is staying in compliance with everything that the city has going on.
And just to add to that, Mayor, specifically related to food, the city's nutrition program that serves the seniors has really been ramping up operations. Even as the congregate setting, the daily lunches have been closed down for safety reasons. The staff there is working hard to provide meals to homebound seniors and medically dependent seniors, and really advocated for increases in the food pantries, the amount of food they're getting from Feeding Westchester. And actually, as the mayor noted, added a new location which is the partnership between the Rotary and Manzer's Landscaping to distribute food on Tuesdays from in front of the library there. We've also put together a list of all the food pantries that are available, a calendar which is available on the city website. There's
Awesome.
also, in addition to that, if you go to the city website under the tab, the COVID-19 tab on the website, you find a variety of information there. One item is a kind of a community directory, which lists ways of volunteering, it lists agencies, it lists hotlines, it lists benefits and services and kind of and resources for people who are trying to figure out how to get on unemployment or what to do with their small business. It covers a lot of that ground, and that community directory is posted on the city website under the COVID-19 tab, along with the food pantry information and other information as it becomes available.
Yeah. So that's great. And I also just want to say, the city of Peekskill is staying in compliance with the governor's orders as far as social distancing goes. We're not here to try to fine anyone, but we do want to encourage compliance to the 6 feet social distance policy that is out there now. It's very vital to our community. As many of you know, the city of Peekskill's positive cases are skyrocketing, and they're increasing pretty much daily now. And though we've stopped the curve, or we're pretty much creating the curve for the corona spread, it's still making its moves in our community. So I can't say it enough to those who really want to help, to those who really want to be involved and really want to know what they can do to help the city of Peekskill, is make sure that your family, your friends, and your neighbors are fully aware of the importance of social distancing. They're fully aware of the importance of wearing protective gear if they have to go outside, masks, gloves, sanitizing their hands, washing their hands with soap, warm water, drinking plenty of fluids, especially water. These are things that you can do to help the city of Peekskill move forward. Now, I also want to just add, thanks to the Peekskill Area Passes Association, they're doing what they call a community prayer over the city of Peekskill. They do it every Thursday. There'll be links and information on social media websites and other places you can find information will be posted as well. But the Peekskill Area Passes Association, all of the organizations in the city of Peekskill has done a phenomenal job at actually coming together and doing the most we can. There's not too much more we can ask for other than, of course, asking people to stay home. The school district is working with the children. They're ensuring that all of the kids have access to daily learning utensils, from whether it's their online work or if they're getting packets from the actual teachers, to make sure the kids are staying up to date and doing their classwork and homework, and reminding the children that during this time is not a time to avoid doing your work, because graduation is still they're still planning for graduation. They're still expecting the school year to go the way the school year is supposed to go, given everybody does what they're supposed to do. So we encourage you, children, parents, step in. Time to step in, parents. I love y'all. Step in. Make sure the kids are doing their work so they can get through the school year. We don't want any more stress added to anybody else's life.
We just want to mention along those lines that this, among the emergency orders, which I had to issue, which virtually every municipality has, is the closure of playgrounds. Yes. and the basketball courts and other places where people tend to congregate, and kids especially. And that was an important action to take. It's an inconvenience to families, but of course, if we can't guarantee that the sliding board is clean, and we don't want the kids playing together and roughhousing and having physical contact, we had to close those facilities. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, the parks are open, the trails are open. People are enjoying the waterfront trail and back into the woods and other ways of getting outdoors. As the weather gets nicer, we need to be on the lookout for using our open spaces, but not congregating too closely. And that means, soccer games, volleyball games, other kind of stuff like that really shouldn't be happening, but more dispersed enjoyment of the outdoors is what's appropriate at this time. The same goes, we do get occasional emails. Someone will point out that maybe there's a restaurant that seems like it's still operating, or some other violation of the public health codes. We do refer those to the police and to code enforcement to make sure that there aren't people congregating in ways that are right now they're prohibited. I wanted to mention that along those lines, of course, the city council has had to have its meetings remotely because we can't be bringing people together in City Hall. It wouldn't be safe. And that has led to certain changes for the way those meetings work. They are still broadcast on television. They're still accessible to the public in that way. And we're taking comments and questions via email to the city clerk by noon on Mondays, the day before the meeting. We understand this is a little bit more restricted, but we're trying to make it accessible as possible while we explore the technological solutions to having a public meeting with actual call-in. So that's a task that we're working on, like other municipalities are as well.
Right, and I just wanted to add, just to be completely transparent, the city of Peekskill, as well as the school district, has closed all of the sports outside areas, not just the basketball courts for those who are curious, the volleyball courts and soccer areas, pretty much any sport that gets people to get close to each other within 6 feet has been closed. The open spaces are still going to be open for your convenience. We do promote the green space, we do promote the outside air, but we ask you to still stay in compliance with that and keep your social distancing important. Lastly, I just want to add, for those of you who are looking for more information, if there's anything that you can't find on the city website, you can go to the CDC website. You can go to the government website to find more information. It's very important that everybody is aware of what they can and can't do. If you're interested in getting tested, if you believe that you may be a victim, or you may be a person who is sick, there are hotlines you can call to get tested as soon as absolutely possible. We encourage the more people that want to get tested, the better. The more they know they have it, the more of a grasp they can get on this crazy pandemic that we're all dealing with. Another thing that you can do is help a neighbor. If you live near a senior or an elderly or a person who may be handicapped in any way, if there's anything that you can do to offer your assistance, please do it. We also ask that you do it effectively and safely. We encourage you to continuously wash your hands, continuously use sanitizer, continuously wear masks, gloves, protective gear. Also, volunteering. If you'd like to be a volunteer, like city manager said, you can contact the city manager's office. You can help out with the seniors. You can help out with Fred's Pantry. You can help out with the Salvation Army right here on Nelson Avenue. You can help out with Louis Lanza. You can help out with Chappie Mans. There are a lot of opportunities as volunteering, but most importantly to me and to everybody that's watching this video in our community, we are a city that cannot sit still. We're thriving. We're getting grants and we're expanding, and we got a great team. And it's important that if you can stay home, stay home. Save lives, staying home. If you really love your first responders, if you really love your nurses and your doctors and your healthcare workers and your police departments and your fire departments, if you really, really care for them and you really, really love them and your educators and teachers, stay home.
Thank you, Mayor. Well said.
All right, so we'll be back again in about a week with more updates. There's going to be a few stakeholders' phone calls in between that time, but I thank the city manager for being extremely effective in his short time here. He jumped in the city with this challenge. He's doing a phenomenal job. So I appreciate you. We all appreciate you. And city of Peekskill, we love you. Thank you all for doing what you do to make this one of the greatest cities on earth.
Thanks so much, Mayor. Take care.